2021 on Thursday night, the 15th of January, the Ides of January 2026. You're looking at the first stack of a 30-second exposure of the Pleiades, M45, a birth moon of stars located about 500 light years distant and no more than 500 million years old, if I'm recalling correctly. We've had going to get our second stack of 30 seconds. It's not quite sky dark, but I do need to get started early because we did have some roof tri blockage last night in the NGC 1050 to 1099 series, and I would prefer for it not to occur this evening. All right, we're almost 1 minute in. Let's see if we can get this thing done by 30 minutes this evening. Our kickoff view here this evening in this 1149 series is NGC 1100. It's a galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 13, spot 1.7 by 0.8, 2-to-1 aspect ratio. Spiral with a bar, lowercase a should have a fairly bright core. We are well south, 336 million light years distant. RA 245.35, minus 17 degrees, 41 minutes and 18 seconds. We should get our view at 75x, and let's hope that it is right in the center of the field because I expanded on my model this evening to get greater accuracy. Now on to NGC 1101, a galaxy in Cetus. Magnitude 13, 1.3 by 1 arc minute, should have a fairly bright core. It's a lenticular spiral, 313 million light years distant, and that makes it about 100,000 light years in diameter. RA 248.14 with a declination of plus 4 degrees, 34 minutes and 40 seconds, pushing it up a little bit and heading out. NGC 1102 is a galaxy in Eridanus, and it's pretty far south. Magnitude 14.8 by 0.6 arc minutes. It should be off over here somewhere. We are getting diffraction from a power line. Spiral with a bar, lowercase b, 494 million light years distance, a bit smaller than Messier 31, but still quite large. RA 247.12 with a declination of minus 22.12.31. Okay, now on to NGC 1103, another deeper south galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 12.9, a bit brighter. 2.2 by 0.6 arc minutes, should be a nice edge-on spiral, and I do think we can see it right there. Spiral with a bar, lowercase b, so a brightish core, 185 million light years distant, probably about 110,000 light years in diameter. RA 248.06 with a declination of minus 1357.35. Okay, now off to a part of the sky that we can share equally with both the southern and northern hemispheres for NGC 1104 in Cetus. Galaxy, magnitude 13.6, 1.2 by 0.9 arc minute, spiral with bar of the lenticular A class, should have a brightish core. 291 million light years distant, RA 248.38 with a declination of minus 16 minutes and 17 seconds. Off to NGC 1105, galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 15.7 by 0.5 arc minute, spiral with a lowercase a. I think it's even visible right there in the diffraction bar of the power line. 398 million light years distant, so fairly small, maybe 70,000 light years in diameter. RA 252.18 with a declination of minus 1542.35. Okay, we're now up to Perseus, NGC 1106. It's a galaxy, of course, magnitude 12.3, 1.8 by 1.8 arc minutes, lenticular spiral. Should be quite obvious in the field. It's 193 million light years distant, so a little larger than our own Milky Way. Now, I probably suspect it's right about here, but I'm not seeing anything else, so I suspect our galaxy is right there. I'm going to run the magnification up a little bit. It's at right ascension 250, 40, and a declination of plus 41 degrees, 40 minutes, and 18 seconds. Focus is really good tonight. Stars are looking good. That's our 150x view at 100% e-zoom using all our pixels. NGC 1107 is a brightish galaxy in Cetus, magnitude 12.2, 1.8 by 1.5 arc minutes. Right in the center of the field, since we're very close, we're near the celestial equator, lenticular spiral, 154 million light years, RA 24919 with a declination of plus 80533. NGC 1108 is a galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 14.1, 0.8 by 0.4 arc minute, lenticular spiral, and we do have a satellite passing nearby. RA 24838 with a declination of minus 75703. Fortunately, we skipped the satellite near the galaxy right there. Now we're off to, well, I'm surprised we're still getting galaxies in Aries. This is NGC 1109, magnitude 13.8. We need some magnification on it. Good for that tonight that the stars are so tightly present. It's 1.1 by 0.9 arc minute elliptical, giant globular cluster, 375 million light years distant, RA 24743 with a declination of plus 131518. Our next galaxy should be very interesting indeed. It is NGC 11110, 1110, a galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 14, but very large and edge on. It's a 2.9 by 0.5 arc minutes spiral with a lowercase m. I don't know what that means, frankly. 60 million light years distant, so about 50,000 light years in diameter. Right ascension 24909 with a declination of minus 75018. Peculiar galaxy indeed. NGC 1111 is a galaxy in Aries. It's magnitude 16, although it seems to be quite present in the screen. Let's push it up to 100x. So it's either this one or maybe a fainter one right there. Remember, we're in Aries now, a little further north. Things tend to drift down. Magnitude 16, 0.5 by 0.2 arc minutes, simply designated a spiral, 405 million light years distant, so must be pretty intense. RA 24839, declination plus 131532. You probably want to check with Steve Gottlieb to determine which faint, fuzzy, probably not that one, we are considering to be NGC 1111. Okay, NGC 1111 was definitely not this galaxy here, because that one's probably NGC 1112, galaxy in Aries, very neighborly. One, magnitude 14.6, 1.2 by 0.9 arc minute, spiral with a bar, and a lowercase c. The core looks a little intense on that one. So still can't quite be sure. 150 million light years distant, RA 249 odd with a declination of plus 1324. Okay, skipped a few on this last one. One was a bogus star and the other was a little out of sorts. NGC 1114 is a galaxy in Eridanus. Ooh, quite faint. Magnitude 13. Yeah, that's it. 1.8 by 0.8 arc minute spiral with a lowercase c. Not much of a core in those young galaxies. This one's probably, I would consider about 10 years of age, prepubescent. If you want to speak of human terms, 154 million light years distant, RA 24907, declination minus 1659 and 36. And there is our 150x view. NGC 1115 is another galaxy in Aries, magnitude 15.5, 0.7 by 0.2. Look for something a little bit edgy on, and I do believe we're seeing it, although it doesn't look edgy on there. Spiral with peculiarities, 381 million light years distant, maybe 75,000 light years in diameter. RA 2 hours, 50 minutes, 25 seconds with a declination of plus 131558. Yeah, that's probably it there, but it's not presenting edgy on, is it? but maybe this one is. Okay, I punched in the scope, but it probably didn't need to move because this got a galaxy here. NGC 1116 is a galaxy in Aries, magnitude 14.3, 1.4 by 0.3 arc minutes. That's the edge-on we're seeing here. 341 million light years distant, puts it at about 130,000 light years in diameter. RA 25035 with a declination of plus 132004, shares the field with 1115. Okay, NGC 1117 is another galaxy in Aries, not too far from the last group. Let's push it up. You can see a couple of galaxies unfolding there. One is NGC 1117, magnitude 15, 0.5 by 0.3 arc minutes, lenticular spiral, so look for a bright core. 344 million light years distant, RA 25113 with a declination of plus 131107. I'm going to check the next one because I suspect it's the neighbor. Nope, we're going down into Eridanus for the next one. Off to NGC 1118, galaxy in Eridanus, as promised, magnitude 14, 2.2 by 0.7 arc minutes. Well, I think we found our galaxy. It's a lenticular spiral presented edge-on, 185 million light years distant, puts it at probably 110,000 light years in diameter. RA 24958, declination minus 120951. Edge-ons are a favorite with all amateur astronomers. NGC 1119 is a galaxy in Eridanus, should be near the middle of the field. Magnitude 14.8, 0.5 by 0.4 arc minutes. Very small, spiral with a bar, lenticular, and a ring. Let's push it up to 150. I do not expect to see the ring, but it is nice to try anyway. 189 million light years distant. This is a smallie, maybe 30,000 light years in diameter. RA 24817, declination minus 1759, 15. NGC 1120 is afflicted by the diffraction from the power line, but I think it's going to turn up anyway. Magnitude 14, 1.3 by 0.8 arc minutes. Lenticular spiral, 380 million light years distant, means probably about 120,000 light years in diameter. RA 24904, declination minus 142815. There's our 150x 100% e-zoom view of NGC 1120. NGC 1121 is a galaxy in Eridanus. Magnitude 12.9, 0.9 by 0.4 arc minute, lenticular spiral, 115 million light years distant, maybe 30,000 light years in diameter. RA 25039 with a declination just shy of the celestial equator, minus 14401. NGC 1122 is also NGC 1123. Galaxy in Perseus, magnitude 12.1, 1.8 by 1.3 arc minutes. Spiral with a bar and a lowercase b. Should have a fairly well-defined core region. 166 million light years distant, gives it a size of about 110,000 light years. We should be looking a little further down in the field for this one, but oh, there it is, actually. It was in a very nice location, if we can confirm with adventuresindeepspace.com. We're at 2 hours 52:51 with a declination of plus 42:12:17. That early start is giving me a chance to go further north than I might expect otherwise at this late date. Okay, heading deep south into the furnace once again, and I could use the heat. Galaxy in Fornax, magnitude 13.8, 1 by 0.8 arc minutes, spiral with a lowercase a and a ring right behind the diffraction light of the power line. 302 million light years distant, means this is about 90,000 light years in diameter, the size of our own Milky Way. RA 25135 with a declination of minus 254203. Could be somewhere. That's rather fainty there. 1 by 0.8 could be it. Halfway through the evening's adventures, we're now on to NGC 1125. We're about 14 minutes and 30 seconds into this video. Galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 13.1, quite present there, 1.9 by 0.9 arc minutes. Not an edge-on. Look for some curl at the tips of the extensions. Spiral with a bar, lenticular A, 145 million light years distant, right ascension 251.40, with a declination of minus 1639.02, decent view. Okay, here's where I start picking up the pace. NGC 1126, a galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 14.6, 0.8 by 0.2. Look for something edge on, and I'm seeing it right there. Spiral with a lowercase b, which means it's a late teenager. 329 million light years distant, RA 252.18, with a declination of minus 117 and 46 seconds. 150x view. NGC 1127, another galaxy in Aries, always surprising me. Magnitude 14.4, 0.8 by 0.8 arc minutes, spiral with a bar, lowercase ab, and a ring. 438 million light years means about 125,000 light years in diameter. This galaxy is RA 252.51 with a declination of plus 1315.23. NGC 1128, another galaxy in the whale's belly, magnitude 15.5. Ooh, this is a fairly bright one. It's probably photographic, so it's more like magnitude 14 since it's an elliptical galaxy, 306 million light years distant. RA is 257.41, declinations plus 601.28. Several galaxies quite apparent there in the field. NGC 1129 is a galaxy in Perseus, magnitude 12.5. Let's push it up a little bit. Oh yeah, probably there. Further, part of a galaxy group, elliptical 4 by 3.1 arc minutes. 240 million light years distant. This baby spreads out its light. RA 254.27 with a declination of plus 41.34.45. I'm going to pause for a second, let me get a few more stacks. Okay, here's our galaxy group. This is probably the capital galaxy, 1129 in Perseus, and that's our 150x view. Of course, 1129 has a neighbor. It's a magnitude 13 galaxy, compact, 0.4 by 0.4 arc minutes. Ooh, you'd expect it to be further east. It could be this sweetie right here. Magnitude 13, however. Whoa, have to map this out. 279 million light years distant. RA 254.24, declination plus 41.36.19. Okay, I'm going to let you watch this one. This is part of the galaxy group. Let's see how far it hops. All right, we're on to NGC. Oh, let's see. Remember, I had to press it up. There the galaxy group is. 1131 is a galaxy in Perseus, magnitude 15.5, 0.4 by 0.4 arc minute elliptical, 244 million light years distant, RA 254.33, declination plus 41.33.31. NGC 1132 is not a part of that galaxy group. It's part of our universe, however. It's a galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 12.3. Elliptical, 311 million light years distant. Everything centers up really nice deep south, but not further north. Right ascension 252.51, declination minus 1 degree 16 minutes 29 seconds. NGC 1133 is a galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 15, but that's probably photographic because it's right there. That looks more like a magnitude. Well, it's a spiral A, so it's probably more around magnitude 14.2. Visually, 237 million light years distant. RA is 252.42 with a declination of minus 848, 16 degrees, our 150x view. NGC 1134 is a galaxy in Aries. Magnitude 12.1, there it is, right in the middle of the field, 2.5 by 0.9 arc minute, Egeani. This one looks more Egeani, but it's too faint. Spiral with a B, lowercase b, 163 million light years distant. RA is 253.41 with a declination of plus 13 degrees, 0 minutes and 52 seconds. Hey, nice view of both those galaxies. NGC 1137 is deeper south, galaxy in Cetus. Magnitude 12.4, 2.2 by 1.3 arc minutes, spiral with a lowercase b. It's 137 million light years distant. RA is 25402. Declination is plus 257. 42 R150X view. Okay, here's our view of NGC 1138. We may be getting a little bit of aperture block. It's a galaxy in Perseus, magnitude 12.8, 1.1 by 0.9 arc minutes. Let's shift things down a little bit. Can't be sure. 12.8, 1.1 by spiral of the bar and of the lenticular class, 109 million light years distant. That's not the only galaxy I'm seeing here, however. Right ascension is 256.36 with a declination of plus 43 degrees, 2 minutes 50 seconds. I am going to sweep a little bit going further east just in case we missed our view, and then west once again. Off further south again for NGC 1139, galaxy in Eridanus, magnitude 15, 1.2 by 0.8 arc minutes. That means it's going to have an average surface brightness per arc minute of magnitude 15, whatever it really is. Spiral with a bar, lower lenticular A, maybe a 14th magnitude visual. 467 million light years distant, puts it about 180,000 light years in diameter. Should be somewhere in that field, which is right ascension 252.46 with a declination of minus 1431.46. Okay, further north in Eridanus is NGC 1140, galaxy, magnitude 12.5, 1.8 by 1 arc minute, spiral with a lowercase m, and I'm beginning to suspect that means it's one spiral arm is developed more than the other. Let's see if we can validate that through our views. 66 million light years distant. Right ascension is 254.33, declination minus 10.01 and 41 seconds. NGC 1141 is a galaxy in Cetus. It's also NGC 1143, a duplicate observation. Magnitude 14.1, 0.9 by 0.7 arc minute, elliptical galaxy, 378 million light years distant. So it's about the size of our Milky Way, maybe a little larger. RA 255.09 with a declination of almost spot on, 10 minutes, 41 seconds, negative. A declination, 255.09, right ascension. Okay, without actually going there, our next galaxy is NGC 1142. This is 41. It's a galaxy in Cetus. It's also NGC 1144, magnitude 12.9, 0.9 by 0.5 arc minute with an annularity. Let's make sure we get all the way up to 100% e-zoom for that. Right ascension 255.12 with a declination of minus 11 minutes and 1 second. There's our shot at it. Okay, NGC 1145 is a galaxy deep south in Eridanus, the river. Oh, is that the edge on? Sure it is. Magnitude 12.5 edge on, 3.2 by 0.5 arc minute, 6:1 aspect ratio. Spiral with a lowercase c. Not much of a core there, is there? 87 million light years distant, puts it about 60,000 light years in diameter. RA is 254.33 with a declination of minus 18.3809. Let's let this one generate a little bit while we go look for our next one. 1146 is a group of stars in Perseus. We're not going there. It's too far north anyway. 1147 is a nothing in Eridanus. No information available. 1148 is a galaxy in Eridanus. Let's go there next. Okay, our last study of the evening is going to be NGC 1149. It's a galaxy in Cetus. Let's step through it a little bit. Magnitude 14, 0.6 by 0.5 arc minute lenticular spiral. Look for a brightish core with an aura. 392 million light years distant. That may actually be its visual magnitude. Up to about magnitude 13, 5, and 14, I start believing what the Gemini 2 is telling me is actually the visual magnitudes, but you can confirm them on adventuresindeepspace.com. because Steve Gottlieb seems to nail visual magnitudes exclusively. When he has them, most 99% of the time he does. This galaxy is 392 million light years distant, puts it at about 55,000 light years in diameter. It's at right ascension 257.23, almost hour 3, declination minus 18 minutes and 34 seconds. We only really get about 5 minutes of right ascension every night, and we have to do it within an hour. So we do lose time, and I won't be able to pursue the NGC 1150 to 1199 series, primarily because we will get a lot of scope blockages by roof tries. So there is our final view in the NGC 1100 to 1149 view. Let's move on to something else. Okay, we're off to have a look at NGC 1975, a nebula in Orion. We looked at 1177 the other night. This is, I believe this will be 75. This is purely a nebula, so this might be 75, this may be 77, and then there's a cluster with nebulosity here. This is, of course, a 5-second view, and we do want to push it a little bit, so hold on for a second. Okay, what we should be seeing here is NGC 1175. I suspect this is it. This was 77. We have this dark Barnard nebulosity in between, separating the two. This is a magnitude 7, 10 by 0.5 arc minutes, if that gives you some clue. It's an emissive, which means it should have some color to it. There may be a little bit of redness in it. 1,600 light years distant, like everything else in Orion's sword, a star formation region. Right ascension 535.18 with a declination of minus 441.05. And let's go ahead and see if we can't run a really long exposure time on this one. But in case it doesn't turn out, I'm going to say right now, carpe noctem. Okay, this 2-minute exposure, there was not enough stars to triangulate. It must have been overly bright. So that probably explains why. Anyway, let's finish up with a final view of Messier 4243 anyway. Well, in fact, this is a 30-second exposure of Messier 4, centered on Messier 43, which I call the Conch Shell Nebula. It has the eagle's wings dark nebulosity, and you can see the beak here that is flying up to the south, to the north and the east of Messier 41, that great star formation in the Sword of Orion. Let's push it up and make it a little wider. Meanwhile, we cannot see the five stars that make the trapezium because they're the ones that are illuminating this reflective nebulosity, and the exposure time is too great. Since I have 28 minutes into this video, I might want to run it down so we can see the trapezium as well. But look at all the folds and nebulosity. Oh my God, what a beautiful, beautiful star formation region in the Orion subarm of the Milky Way galaxy. Let's see if we can turn up the trapezium power. Here's a 4-inch telescope, 0.1 second exposure. You wouldn't see the color in a 4-inch scope like this, but you can see the trapezium being hinted at here. Let's see if we can zoom in a little bit further. Yeah, these are the central stars that are illuminating the nebulosity, the reflective nebulosity, and probably irradiating the ionization outside this realm, because this is being overpowered. There's ionizing radiation in here as well, but it's being overwhelmed by visual light. So that is a pretty good view, and if you got a view like that through a 4-inch telescope, I would personally appreciate it. This is 0.1 second. If I do a 0.2, stop. A 0.2 second exposure is a bit brighter than I would expect through a 6-inch scope. And we can see all the elements I described earlier, plus the trapezium. Only 4 stars, however, seem to be visible due to the luminosity present. And with that, I am going to say, carpe noctem, 29 minutes and 40 seconds into this video capture sequence.